All right. Well, my clock says it is noon, so we're probably going to have a few more people beeping in, but I think we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Heidi Garvin from GROW Nebraska, and I'm our Program Services Coordinator. Our sponsor for today's third Thursday training meeting, we have sponsors to help keep it free for you, to make it open to the public, so anybody can get the information that they need to help their business grow. Our sponsor today is Benkelman Telco, and we have Randall Rayleigh here to tell us a little bit about what they do.
Okay, great.
Very good. We're a mom-and-pop telephone company in far western Nebraska. Been in the community since 1943 when the grandfather came to town here. We pride ourselves in community development and being able to return to those roots with the folks that have helped make us where we are today. We had the unique opportunity of speaking at the USDRUS conference in Gering and got to meet a lot of developers and folks that help return to their communities as well. So that opportunity to be a participant is greatly appreciated on our behalf, and it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and thank you so much for sponsoring this. We wouldn't be able to make these trainings happen without people like you.
You're welcome.
And our presenter today, the reason we're all here, our presenter today is Angela White. And she is going to be talking about visitnebraska.com and some promotional opportunities for your business, everything from free to paid. So, Angela, I'll let you take it away.
All right. Thank you, Heidi. We really appreciate being able to talk to GROW Nebraska members always. The history, or the Tourism Commission has a long history of supporting GROW Nebraska, and we like to do everything we can to help all of your members. So even after this call, after the webinar, if you have other questions for me, feel free to email me at angela.white@nebraska.gov, and I can send you more information on any of the things that we'll be talking about today, or answer any additional questions you might have about tourism in the state of Nebraska. So my role with the Commission is I am the marketing manager, and you've probably heard a lot about the new marketing at the Tourism Commission over the last year or so here. And we have come out with a new campaign called Visit Nebraska, Visit Nice. And it focuses on the nice moments and the nice people of the state of Nebraska. And it's been receiving quite a few awards and definitely a lot of attention. So we love that. And it's definitely got people talking about the state. Part of this process was redoing the website for visitnebraska.com. The handouts that we sent out ahead of time kind of go through some of the things that we had in mind the goals that we had when we were trying to improve the website. And the first goal was to improve the user experience and have a better travel planning tool for the user. The second goal was to make it easier to manage and update. And the third goal was to track key metrics to evaluate performance. So we took approach to this of we wanted the site to be more visually responsive. So nowadays people are viewing websites on all different types of tablets or smartphones or computers, all different types of mediums. And so we wanted to make sure, first of all, that the site was very responsive and adapted to look nice on all those different formats or ways that people might be viewing it. So it's a very responsive site in its design. And we wanted to give the visitor tools to compare and share their content with other users. We also wanted to allow the users who are our industry folks, which is all of you, anyone who has some sort of tourism-related business. And when I say tourism-related business, that can really run the spectrum of all kinds of things. It could be, what we traditionally think of as museums or attractions, but it can also be restaurants, and it can be hotels, and it can be shops, unique boutiques, or people who make things here in Nebraska and sell Nebraska-made products, which is a lot of what the GROW members do. We tried to broaden what people are thinking about as a tourism destination and allow more people to be included in that process. So I'll show you a little bit more as we go about how you can become involved if you're not already. And then we wanted to allow for easier updating on our end and allow for future growth and development down the future. So we'll go through a little bit about the site. The first thing you always want to do when you log on to visitnebraska.com, and if you happen to have your computer in front of you and can pull up visitnebraska.com as I'm going through this, it might be helpful to kind of walk through some of these steps with me as I'm going through. But the first thing you always want to do in the upper right-hand corner is click Sign Up or Log In. Now, if it's your first time on the site, you will want to click the Sign Up button rather than the Log In button. If you've already signed up, then you'll click the Log In button. So if you're logging in the first time, you click Sign Up, and you can either sign up using Facebook or you can sign up using an email address. If you're thinking that you might want to use the site in the future to promote your destination or to promote your business or promote an event in your area, I would highly recommend that you sign up using an email address rather than using Facebook. It just works better with the site to sign up in that fashion. Using Facebook limits you a little bit on what you can do within the site. So I definitely recommend signing up using an email. You may also want to consider if you have a business where multiple people might be managing your account or adding events. For example, I know we have someone from Strategic Air and Space Museum on the line. It's always good in those kind of situations to maybe use a general email address. Say maybe it's info@strategicair.com or maybe it's marketing@ or whatever it is. It's one of your general emails, so that multiple people can log on and manage that account. Or if you're the only one that would be managing it, you can just use your own personal account. So once you get signed up, it will have you put in your name, your last name, your first name, your last name, your email, and a password. And then it will have you tell us a little bit about yourself and your interests and where you're from, and it will give you the option to create an account. Now, once your account is approved, you will receive an email telling you that you can go ahead and proceed with your process. And in the upper right-hand corner, it will say your name from now on. So I'm on slide 9 for those of you who are following along with the handouts. So on slide 9, you'll see Mary Smith's name is up in the upper corner, and it says My Favorites and Sign Out. Now, anytime Mary Smith comes back to the site in the future, she would want to click Log In and to sign up so that all of her personal information that she has saved on each visit is there available for her to manage. So now that Mary is logged in, I'm going to go over a little bit just of the general use of the site in case you haven't been on it so you know how it works, and then we'll go into a little more detail on destinations. But people are allowed to search by interest areas, by city. There's search radius. You can use tags in your search, and you can even do date ranges. So if you know you're going to be in a certain part of the state, say you're going to be in the Ogallala area next month, you can put in Ogallala and you can put in July 1 to July 31st and find out everything that's going on or available at that time in Ogallala. So it allows people to get a little more specific and search in an advanced way for what they exactly want to do. So interest includes things like agritourism, entertainment, family fun, golf, those types of things. Or you can see on page 13, they can also search by city and even add a radius around that. When we initially came out with the site, our radius was a little smaller. We found over time that people want a larger radius, so we have increased the radius on that to go out farther out from the city so that it has more of a regional approach to the search. So I'm going to scroll down a little farther. You'll see here on page 17, you can see the say Brownville Village Theater. You can see their page. Now, if you own a destination like the Brownville Village Theater, what you would want to do after you've logged in is search for your destination first and make sure it's on there. And if it is on there, you want to click on the little button that says, "Is this your business?" Once you've clicked on that button, it will have you fill out a form claiming your business. I'm going to skip down a little bit ahead here. We're going to skip through the trip creation process. That's something that's very interesting, but I want to get more to the information that might be more important to you at this time. So let's go to, it would be slide 49, or handout page 49. So say John Chapo of the Lincoln Children's Zoo wanted to claim his destination. After he's logged in, and you can see John Chapo in the upper corner there, he would type in Lincoln Zoo and search for that, and then once he sees that, he would click on that destination. Once in there, again, you'll see that button up at the top that says, is this your business? So if John clicks on that button that says, is this your business? It's then going to say, are you certain? And it's going to ask you to confirm that, yes, this is my business and I am trying to claim it and requesting ownership of it. Once that is done, a banner will show up at the top in the black saying, thanks for requesting to claim this destination. A Nebraska Tourism representative will review your request and follow up with you if your request is approved. So after you've claimed your business, we will just do some little double checking and make sure that you are actually the owner of the business or someone who would be supposed to be having ownership of that page. This is just a little bit of a safety measure. We want to make sure that someone is not able to claim your destination that doesn't actually own it and put any kind of false information on there. So we have that built in as a safety mechanism. But once we've approved it, an email will come to you saying your business is now approved. So then when you log in the future and you click on John Chapo up in the corner, it will show you your destinations that you can manage and will allow you to get in and edit your destination. So if you go to, let me do a page around here, page 54, you will see how he would edit his page, Lincoln Children's Zoo, and you can see you can add your Facebook page in there, your Twitter handle, your YouTube, your website, your phone numbers, your emails, all types of things. And then over on the right, you can confirm that your address is correct, and you can add all your hours of operations. Then below that, you can upload a photo of your destination and a description. So once you've gotten all this done, you can just hit the Publish button at the upper right corner, and your updates that you just added will all go live immediately. So another thing you can do once you've done that is you can also add events that are linked to your page. So knowing that we have someone from Strategic Air and Space Museum, that's a great example. If anyone wants to search for their page and look at their site, you'll see that they do a good job of adding their events that they have going on there and linking them to their destination page. There is also the ability, if you're involved in community events in your town and you want to help promote those community events, to add those. You don't necessarily have to have a community event linked to a specific destination. You can just add the community event without it being linked to a destination. So that's another option for you to promote your events free to over 500,000 people that visit the site each year. Now, the pages that I just showed you, claiming a destination and adding events, that is all free to all of you to use. And there are additional paid options that you can look into if you wish. There are banner ads that you can buy on the site, which just gives you higher visibility for people who are coming to the site. You can either do top-level navigation banner ads, or you can do interest page ads where so say someone's clicking on shopping, say you're a boutique or something and you want to be easily found in the shopping section, you can have a banner ad where you pop up as one of the first places on the list of shopping destinations. So annually to do that, for example, is $2,000. Quarterly is $600. So say you just want to be at the top of the results during October through December during the holiday season, you can do that for $600. Now, we've seen people who have done this have a 200% increase in their click-throughs, so it's definitely a very beneficial option for people out there. You can also do sponsored search results, and you can do a premium profile. So the profile that I showed you that was free is called our basic profile, and that allows you to do 750 character description of your site. It allows you to have one picture. It allows you to use the map module and the hours module, and it allows you to add events. Now, the premium profile includes everything that was in the basic profile, but you can also add a lot more characters in your description, so you can go up to 2,500 characters in your description, and you can add additional pictures and video up to 24 total pieces of media on that. So that is $700 annually. So the Lincoln Children's Zoo, for example, which we just showed you, does the premium profile, and so does, I believe, Lincoln. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau also does that, and they have some videos and extra things on their premium profile if you want to look at how that would work. The deadline for those insertions the next deadline would be coming up September 15th. That would be for quarter 4 if you want to just do quarterly insertions. And you can just let me know if you're interested in something like that. Or you can do annual, and we would need to know the annual by September 15th. So that walks you through a little bit of what is available for our website as far as advertising and promoting your destinations. Does anyone have any questions on any of that? No questions out there? Okay. Well, then I'm going to go back and explain a little bit more how the trips function works in case anybody wants to know. So if you want to create a trip, you first want to do the same thing that we talked about earlier. You always want to log in first. And then after you've logged in, you'll go up to your username up in the corner. So, for example, once I'm logged in, I see Angela White up in the corner. When I click on Angela White, I will see some different options. I'll see where it says account settings, and that's that basic user profile information that I inputted at the beginning, my name, address, email, my interests, and whether I want to subscribe to the monthly online e-newsletter. But then up at the top, you will also see some tabs. One of those tabs says one says dashboard, one says manage destinations, one says manage events, one says manage trips, and one says account settings. These tabs are very important because, as I was talking earlier, this is where you go in. If you want to manage your destination and make any changes to it later, you click on Manage Destination, and it will show you all the destinations that you own, and you will be able to go in and edit those anywhere in the future. So say if your hours change for the winter versus what they are in the summer, you'll want to make sure you go in before winter and edit your listings and edit your hours on there. You can also click on the Manage Events tab. Again, that's where you can create a new event and add that. So if Strategic Air and Space Museum is having an event, that's where they go in and add that event. And then they can also go in later and manage the details of those events. So say, for example, something changed and the event is going to be held at a different date, or it's canceled, or whatever it might be, they can go in there and click on Manage Events and edit those events. The next button you'll see is Manage Trips. So anyone can create a trip on the website. We have lots of trips that we've created on our own just to provide people ideas for things that they might want to do throughout the state, and we share those on social media, and they're available on the website. But you can also do the same thing. So say you have a group of businesses in your area that like to work together to create sort of a little tour for people in your area of things to do. You can go in here and create a trip, and you can add all of those destinations to one trip and name it anything you want. Say you're in Nebraska City and you want to call it Nebraska City Shopping. You could create one, Nebraska City Shopping, and have a group of all your favorite stores in Nebraska City. And then you could promote that on Facebook. So once you create the new trip, there's a little button that'll say share. When you hit share, it'll allow you to show that to Facebook or share that thing to Facebook. So another great way to just promote your area. So I'm going to click on the Create a New Trip button. If for those of you who are following along with websites, you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. So create a new trip there's 3 steps to this process. You'll want to name your trip, and you'll put in whether it's something that people can do year-round or whether it has specific dates that it should happen. So back to the Nebraska City example, say it's something based around Arbor Day. They might want to put in the specific dates of Arbor Day weekend and then put in things specifically happening or going on around Arbor Day. Then you could put in a description and tags, and then if it's something that you want to share or you want to be made available on our website, you'll want to make sure you click Make Public so that anybody can see it. And then you can choose an image to be the main image for that trip. So again, maybe it's a trip based around Arbor Day, so maybe it's a picture of apples or of a logo for something. You can do that there. Then you click on Next Steps, and it will take you to the next page. I got to put in some sample stuff here so it'll let me move on to the next thing. Just one second. Okay, so step 2 is where you will search for the destinations or events that you want to add to your trip. So you can go in and search for, say you want to search for the Arbor Day Farm Tree Adventure in Nebraska City. You can search for that and add it to your trip. So when you find those destinations, you'll click on the upper right corner of them and hit Add, and it will add them to your trip. Once you've put together all of the destinations that you want to have on your trip, then you will click the Save button down at the bottom, and it will save and create your trip for you. And then from there, you can either, again, you can share it to Facebook, or you can just make it public on our site for anybody to see.
Angela, real quick, is there a way to put those in a specific order?
You can put them in a specific order. If you want them done in an order, I would write them down ahead of time, and if you add them in that order, then they will show up in that order. But once you've added them in, there's not a real easy way to rearrange them. So you kind of want to plan out ahead of time if you want them in a certain order.
Perfect. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have any questions about the trip function? And you'll see if you go to trips on our homepage. So I'm going to click on Visit Nebraska, Visit Nice in the upper corner. You'll see you can click up at the top there on See and Do, Stay, Eat, Events, Cities, or Trips. If you click on the Trip button, you'll see the examples of all the different ones that we've created or that people who use our sites have created. There's all different kinds of ones. So, for example, there's one on here that a Kim Rayner created, and it's called Omaha for Families. The Nebraska Humanities Council has created one that says Nebraska Literary Tour, and it's all sites that are related to famous authors of Nebraska. So, as I said, anybody can go on here and create a tour or a trip and share it with their friends. So I'm going to go back up to the top a little bit just to kind of show you some of the types of sites that are on our website. Again, one of the things that we want to do in the past, for example, on our old website, we did not have restaurants included. There were no ability for restaurants to be listed on our website. That was one of the things we wanted to make sure we added, because obviously when people are touring the state, they get hungry and they want to go check out some of the awesome restaurants that we have in the state of Nebraska. So we added restaurants from all over the state this year. So now you can go up and you can click on, say, for example, if you click on Eat, you can find all kinds of restaurants all over the state. We highly encourage, if you know any of these restaurants or have any of these as favorites of yours in your area, that you encourage them to go on and claim their site, claim their page, and make sure all their information is updated. We had to pull a lot of the information in from sources like Yelp. So it's possible that their information may not be the most accurate or up to date in the world, so we definitely want them to go on and claim their website. I know there's a couple different things people have asked me. So sometimes there are certain restaurants that might also be kind of tourist destinations. So, for example, Ole's in Paxton. I don't know if any of you have been there, but they have all the great stuffed animals, and it's kind of also a tourist attraction as well as a place to eat. So, for an example like that, they would want to claim their destination or add their destination twice. They would want to have it in both the eat category and also the see and do. So if you have something that kind of falls into more than one category, you'll want to add it into both those areas. And if you need help doing that, you can just give me a call or email me, and I can walk you through how to do that. But, or for example, there are some bed and breakfasts that would qualify under stay, but they also maybe have a restaurant inside, or they have an antique store inside, so they also could qualify under see and do. So if you qualify under more than one area, make sure you're listed under both of those areas. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to think of anything else that I might need to let you all know. Does anybody have any other questions as we're going through this? No? Okay. So if this doesn't happen to apply to you for some reason, if you don't think that your business particularly fits in there, I still encourage you to go play around on the site, try to make a trip, and to spread the word among other businesses in your area that you think would benefit from the site. Again, over 500,000 people come to the site each year, and claiming your destination is free, and it takes very little time, and you can control it completely yourself. You can pick your own photo, make sure all your information is accurate all by yourself. So it's a very powerful tool that we hope people use. Also, we send out newsletters twice a month to hundreds of thousands of people who request to be on our e-newsletter list, telling them about events or places to go or things to do in the state. All of those things that we choose to be in that newsletter all come from the website. So if you don't have your events on our website, or you don't have your destination claimed on our website, then you will not be chosen to be in that newsletter. So we definitely recommend that you make sure you get your events on there and get your destination on there so that you will get cross-promoted in that e-newsletter also. Additionally, our director and myself are continually doing interviews throughout the state promoting Nebraska and promoting upcoming events. And so whenever we go out to do those events, we go to our website first to find things that are coming up so that we can talk about those on the radio, on the TV, wherever we might be. So again, if your event is not on our website, we will not know about it to promote it on the radio or the TV. So very important for everybody to make sure that you claim your destination. All right, well, that's kind of all that I have. So if we don't, do we have any additional questions?
I had a question. Is this at all available through like an app, since you said that it should be used on multiple devices, or is this more so you just want it to be usable like if someone was to get on the internet via their phone?
Yeah, it is. When you use it on the internet with your phone, it is responsive, so it changes shape so that it's viewable easily on a phone. So it's not a separate app or a separate mobile site. It's just a responsive website that will view easily on whatever format you're looking at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So is this something that maybe an app would be created in the future, or is that not?
We really don't necessarily need an app because the site is responsive. We do have an app for our passport program, which is another thing that I should talk about here real quickly. The passport program is something we do 5 months every year during the peak travel season from May to the end of September. And we have, hundreds and even thousands of businesses that apply to be on the program each year. And only 80 are chosen in the end. But if you have something unique, especially that you think should belong on the passport program, we definitely encourage you to apply for that. It's only $100 to be involved in the program. We do hundreds of thousands of dollars of marketing to promote the program. About 20,000 people a year participate. and travel around the state trying to win prizes, going to as many of the stops as possible. And it's not just museums or things on it. Every year we have tracks that include restaurants, that include things like bakeries, wineries, specialty boutiques and shops. Last year we did a quilting tour as one of the things, and included quilt shops from all over Nebraska. So there's just all kinds of opportunities with that passport program. There is an app for the passport program, and that's because when people go to the locations, they can either use the paper passport to get their stamps, or they can use the electronic app to stamp themselves on their phone. So they're sort of like checking in to each location.
Perfect.
And anyone who wants more information on that passport program can, again, just email me at angela.white@nebraska.gov, and I can get you more information on that.
Could you repeat your email address, please?
It's angela.white, WHITE, at Nebraska, all spelled out, .gov.
Thank you.
Yep, and I can send out, if you send me an email, I can send you our media kit that tells all the pricing on the different advertising that I talked about. It tells you how to advertise in our travel guide if you wish to. That's another important thing to remember, too. In the past, we've listed the majority of the state's destinations and lodging facilities in our travel guide each year. This year we are limiting that a little bit due to the cost prohibitiveness of printing everything, and the requirement is that you have to have gone on the site and claimed your destination to be considered to be in the travel guide. So it's very important, if you want to be included in the travel guide, again, to make sure you claim your destination on our website.
And Angela, if it's all right with you, I'll actually include, we do send out a follow-up email with a link to the recording of this presentation, and I can include your email address in that if you would like.
Yeah, that would be great.
Perfect.
And I know the site, can be a little bit, the first time you're logging in and claiming your destination, it can be a little bit confusing. So 2 things I'll tell you. If it's during business hours, you can always feel free to call our office, and we will walk you through it over the phone. All our interns and everyone who answers the phone is familiar with the site and trained to walk you through and help answer any questions that you have. If it's after business hours, if you look up in the upper right-hand corner of the website, there is a help button. And if you click on help, you will see there's all kinds of the commonly asked questions. These are the ones that we get calls on all the time. And if you click on the question, it most likely will have an answer to your question right there. All right, great. Well, thank you guys for having me. And again, if you have any other questions, feel free to email me afterward. And if you have trouble claiming your destination or have questions about claiming a destination or adding a trip or an event, just give me a call and I can help you with that over the phone. My phone number, too, I'll give you that. It's 402-471-7755. That's my direct line.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Angela. So
Thank you.
We've claimed our listings for GROW Nebraska, and we love the new site. So we just think it's wonderful, and we love everything you're doing for tourism here in Nebraska.
Well, thank you.
So, and I did want to remind everybody before you pop off, next month's Third Thursday training, if you are interested, we are going to be featuring Jim Crandall from the Nebraska Cooperative Development Center, and he is going to talk about different options for your business if you're looking into taking on an investor or a partner or anything like that. And the sign-up is available online now at grownebraska.org. So, and real quick, another thank you to Angela and another thank you to Benkelman Telco for sponsoring this month's Third Thursday training. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.